Heyo everyone and welcome back to a new video I'm very excited to present to you. This is going to be the first video of a sequel talking about jobs. Today it's on to the incredible work of an astronaut, so if you're ready, let's get right into it. So today there are two types of astronauts that are selected for space flights. Mission specialist astronauts and pilot astronauts. Mission specialist astronauts work closely with pilots to perform experiments, launch satellites, and maintain spacecraft and equipment. They can have backgrounds in fields like engineering, science, or medicine, and can even work as astronaut educators. On the other hand, pilot astronauts serve as space shuttle and International Space Station pilots and commanders. To prepare for their work in space, astronauts receive training from the Johnson Space Center, where they use simulators and facilities, such as the neutral buoyancy simulator, which simulates weightlessness on Earth, and the pool in which they train for spacewalks. Most of their time in orbit is spent in the craft or in the space station, but at times a spacewalk is required to make repairs or to deploy a satellite. So basic training is the first phase that lasts about 2 years, during which the candidate learns about vehicle and space station systems, and most of the training is spent in the classroom. Survival training as well is completed, but outside of the classroom of course, to prepare for an eventual unplanned landing on Earth. For the second phase of training, the candidates are grouped with experienced astronauts and become proficient in various activities. In the advanced mission training phase, that lasts about 10 months, the astronauts focus on exercises, activities directly related to their missions, and familiarize themselves with all the special devices they'll have to use during their mission in space. Now we have to look at the salaries of astronauts. They begin at the minimum classification of GS-11, which paid a minimum of $53,805 in 2019. As they gain experience, they can advance up to the GS-14, which pays between $90,621 and $117,810. But actually, offers outside the NASA can actually offer higher salaries, but particularly for positions in universities, for example, but also for private space laboratories. People know it often, but being an astronaut is tough, it's dangerous, and it's physically demanding. They have to work all together, and so team cohesion is very, very important. They rely on each other for their own safety. During preparation and testing for a flight, they work a normal 40 hours per week. But as the countdown approaches to launching, they have to work longer hours than that, but 7 days a week. Maybe harder to do more than that. The long duration missions to the ISS, the International Space Station, can last often from 3 months to 6 months. As a French person, I have to thank Thomas Pesquet, which is one of the greatest astronauts on Earth, which went in the ISS, and I have to thank him for everything that he gives of the image of France. He's such a cool guy. Let's get back to the job of an astronaut. So you know, it's tough, it's hard, but it's such a prestigious job to go out there in space, but it's very demanding because it's physically very, very hard. All the simulators can give you sicknesses and you can be ill afterwards. That's why you have to be very resistant. When on a space flight, life up there is quite harsh, even though of course it's a dream. They're kind of floating around in tight spaces because of course of the lack of gravity. They have to drink and eat quite rarely, often with straws, or be very careful with spoon and forks. They also have to buckle up and zip themselves into sleep bunks because that'll prevent them and keep them from drifting around during night time. Sometimes astronauts buckle themselves quite badly and they wake up at a different place than they went to sleep in. And sleeping, of course, like in planes, is done by shifts. Well, here it is. I'm really happy to have done this video talking to you about the job of an astronaut. I'll put a few links in the description because, of course, I can have a talk about the great job that it is. And I think that in every video that I'll do, I'll try to do a quick summary of a 5-minute video to maybe give you an interest into these jobs. I might not become an astronaut because I don't think I'm the type of man NASA would want. Oh, you know what? Maybe I am. I'm going to send them my letter of motivation. See you very, very soon. I'll tell you if I've been taken in NASA. Have an amazing day. I'm sure you will. Have an amazing week as well. See you very, very soon. It was a great video. Great seeing you here. Bye-bye.